Yo, what's happening? Today is Friday, November 29th, day after Thanksgiving. And we hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And I hope y'all are still having a good Thanksgiving. I know people get together all weekend, so been a good off day yesterday and today. Pops and I are back down here in the shop. And for lack of better words, this morning we've been shitting and getting. So we took off yesterday, didn't do a thing. It was nice to be able to have a day to sit at home and relax and spend time with the wife and the baby and not do a thing, to be honest with you. So Pops and I have been down here this morning finishing up the chassis, finishing up number 9. And it's about 11:30 right now, 11:30, 12 o'clock, something like that. We've been down here since about 7:30. I got out here about 7:30. So we've been busy. It's been really cold this morning. It's about 30 when I got here this morning. I think the high today is 44, I think. And so it's been a little chilly, so we've had the heater on. And tonight it's supposed to get down to 25. So we're just getting done what we can get done today. We plan to finish this thing up today. Chris is going to come get it tomorrow, and it'll be headed south. So look forward to him seeing it and telling us what he thinks of it. And I'll turn the camera around and show you real quick what we've been working on this morning and what we're about to do. And we've got a lot done this morning so far, but we still got a pretty good bit to do. I say pretty good bit. It's just a little odd and end stuff right now that takes the longest. So a little tedious stuff. But we're going to get it knocked out. I'll show you what we got going on. Y'all hang out. Alrighty. As you can see, Pops is notching some 1.5 inch 083. And that's what we use in our door bar bracing. As you can see, this morning we have done door bars, bracing, head support bars, 1.25 inch bracing here. And then we've done our foot protection bars. And we've done 1.25 inch in the top of the halo. And then we've done some 1.25 inch back here, our bracing to the frame rail. So we've done that this morning. Pops just finished up these little 1 inch pieces. I've had some people question how I put this rear clip together this time. And I get why you're questioning. What we had to do, if y'all remember me talking about this fuel cell being bigger, I had to drop this square tube down to allow room for the fuel cell so it wouldn't be above the decking. So it would be, they'd have room to put it under the decking and have room to clear the lid and have, room for your fittings and everything on top. So I had to move this down. And when I moved that down, what I done was I dropped it down below the frame rail about half of that 2x2 tubing. So as you can see, Pops was making these for me. And then we capped the end of the frame rail. This is 1/8 inch plate. And then we're going to put these gussets in here like this. Little 1 inch gusset like that. And we're going to weld that in there just to help support this little area right here. There's not a doubt in my mind that wouldn't be just fine. Because I'm going to be welding that solid under that frame rail when we roll this thing over to weld it out. And of course it's plated and welded good here. But we are going to put that 1 inch in there just to help support this little area right here. So, and we are going to pull the fuel cell out here in a little bit, and we're going to X-brace under the fuel cell like we did on the last one. And like I said, there's just a little bit of bars left. We still got to do the windshield bars. And if it looks funny, because I'm sitting down, my back is killing me. But yeah, Pops right now, he's working on not cutting and notching the bracing right here that goes under the door bar down to our bar that's welded to the frame. We put 3 in there. And then once we get those made, I'm going to be welding these 1 inch while he's cutting those. I'm going to come in here and weld all of this on the outside. And then we'll put our door plating on. Y'all know we plate from here all the way back to that rear hoop. So we'll plate all this solid. And then once we get that on, and once we get the windshield bars in it, I'll weld everything I can on the outside of this chassis. everything I can reach from right here, just walking around it. And then I'll crawl over in it and I'll weld all these door bars and everything I can reach inside. And then all that'll be left is flipping it over and welding underneath. And so that's where we're at right now. That's what we're going to be doing here in just a minute. I just wanted to kind of show y'all what we had going on before I put it on time lapse, because I cut the heater off so I could record and it wouldn't be loud, so the heater wouldn't be blowing real loud. But I'm fixing to cut that heater back on because it's already starting to get cool in here because the wind is blowing like crazy. So, and y'all know this shop, we've talked about this shop before for those that have been around for a long time. Yeah. For those that have been watching for a long time, y'all remember when we covered all this ceiling with this old roof metal, and this thing ain't exactly sealed up good. So, but it's a lot better than it was, I promise, because this used to be open walls like a pole barn, and then it was open rafters. So it would get really chilly in here, but it's a lot better than it was. So, but we got some big plans.
They have some insulation walls.
Yeah, Pops, when he done the OSB, you see that's painted white. Behind all that OSB, there's insulation in the walls now. So, we got some big plans this winter for the shop, and that's going to be some content that we're going to do later on. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's going to be a pretty good bit of content. So, but we'll work on that later on this winter. Also, we're going to get that thing done here before long. We get number 9 out of here this weekend, then we're going to start on number 10 and for Matthew Hill. We'll get him knocked out. Then we'll do the chassis for the racetrack for the points championship and get it knocked out. And once we get all these chassis knocked out for this year and kind of get a little breather, then we're going to bring that back out here in the middle of the shop so we can get walking around it. And we're going to finish the body on that bad girl. And we'll go to Twisted Performance and get our motor, and then we'll get it dropped in, and we're going to get that thing turnkey sitting here ready to go for next year. That way we can work on getting it scaled, getting lead on it, and because I think right now we got to have about 500 pound probably.
5'6".
Because we've got, what, 125 back there, I think?
125 back there.
Yeah.
And 100 up here. It's got to be metal down.
So we got to have about 500 pound of lead probably to put on this old girl right here. But we'll get all that done. Right now we're going to concentrate on knocking this bad boy out right here. She's starting to come together, starting to look good. Some of y'all are going to notice that right there. I done that a little different. I used to come in here and just put a straight 1.25 inch. I decided to bend that out a little bit just to allow a little easier room getting in and out. This particular car has a 22.5 or 23.5 window opening this way. The rear hoop is a little bit forward than what we normally like to do. And I done that because this car is going to Florida and we don't know exactly how picky they're going to be with cage setback. Y'all know the firewall is moved forward than what we normally do. So I just wanted to make sure that it would be all right, which this car is perfectly legal for running with us up here. So it definitely makes the rules for up here. And there's been a bunch of talk here lately about our cars, or not our cars in particular, but just the cars that race around here in this area, about some tracks are going to make a jig to measure from the back of the block to the front of the seat. And we have a rule on that, and it has to be 70-inch max from the back of the block to the front of the seat where the shoulder belt comes over. So, if you count the padding and everything, obviously in that car, our car is dead on 70 inches from the block to the front of the seat. If you just stick a tape measure to the front of that seat, how it sits right now, to the back of this block is 70 inches on the money. Obviously this car, like I said, with the rear hoop a little forward, this one would be definitely under that rule. And all the other cars we've built, we have made sure that they've been around 69, I think.
69.
So
69 and 70.
yeah, so we make sure that we're within the rules, y'all. And we're not trying to, of course everybody tries to push the rules, I mean, you definitely want to try to get an edge, but when it comes to being legal and going through tech, we want these guys to be able to go anywhere they want to go and be legal. So we're not going to make a chassis illegal.
I always said you got a white paper with black letter and there's gray in between.
Right. There is a lot of gray areas. So.
But we want them legal.
Oh, yeah.
So they got no problem, no work.
Right. And that's why our firewall rule says that we can be 12 inches from the block to the firewall. We put ours on 11. Just so when a tech man walks up and throws a tape measure on it, he's not questioning whether it's close or not. But of course, on this one, it's in stock location. You ain't got to worry about this one. This car right here would pass anywhere around here easy. So that's where we're at. I'm going to throw it up on time lapse. I'm going to quit rambling. I've been talking for 8 minutes now. But I'm going to put it up on time lapse. I'm going to do some welding. I'm going to get all this stuff welded up. And I'll pick back up and go to real time. And Pops and I'll do that door plate. Let y'all hang out with us while we do that. So y'all hang out. All right, y'all seen in the time lapse, Pop's got all of his little pieces made and I got them all welded in. While he was making those, I went ahead and capped all my tubing ends. Y'all know I'm a pet peeve. One of my biggest pet peeves is race cars built with open tubes. I can't stand it. No offense to anybody out there. I know there's a lot built like that. And people say, well, what's it make a difference? If water and mud get in that tube, it'll rust from the inside out. So I like to cap all my tubes. That's just me. So that's what I was doing, capping everything that we had open. My square tube down there where my rear hoop sits, the round tube here, my dash bar, and of course my rear bar back there are capped. So everything's capped right now. Everything is welded on the outside of these door bars. Y'all seen we in the time lapse, we just took the plasma and cut out that plate. So now we're gonna stick it up there. That is 16 gauge, 57 thousandths thick. Most rules call for 1/8 inch, but a lot of your big sanctions only call for 16 gauge. So that's what we like to use. It's a lot easier to bend around them door bars. But once it's welded in there, it's strong. I promise it's strong. You gotta think it's gotta puncture that between them door bars. So y'all hang out, I'm gonna leave it on real time. We're gonna get this thing welded on here. Watch me and Pops kind of fight it around these door bars a little bit. But y'all don't mind the heater, I left it on because it's still a little cool. So y'all hang out.
Good head down. Huh? Good head down.
Yeah. Factory head look.
Okay.
tight.
Yeah, all right.
All right, y'all. I don't want to take up too much time. That took 12 minutes, so y'all see it's a little aggravating getting at the curve around them door bars a little bit. And that's our own fault because we like a curved door bar. But it'll be all right. I'm gonna throw it back on the time lapse for a little bit. I'm gonna take my grinder and cut the back of it off because the rear hoop is at an angle. So we cut it straight. So I'm gonna cut that with that rear hoop and then weld it down the back and put a little more weld on the inside. And we'll be good to go. So y'all hang out. All right, y'all. Pops and I decided to go ahead and knock out the windshield bars while we got it upright. The next thing we got to do now is I got to get busy welding. So I'm going to be welding all this. Like I said, everything that I can weld with it sitting like it is. We're going to go ahead and make some door bar mounts right here before we get done with it sitting up like this. And we still got an X-brace under the fuel cell area, but Pops and I have found out that that's a lot easier to do when it's flipped up. So we can do that because we do flip these up on their side, then we do flip them upside down. So it just gives us a better eye to look at everything to make sure that it is completely welded. So, but I ain't gonna bore y'all with all the welding. I wanted to.
Well, I got a question.
All right.
Is it upright or is it right side up?
I don't know. Right now, I hope it stays. Right now, I hope it's right side up, and I hope that's where it stays.
That's right.
For the safety of these guys, I hope it stays like it is. But that's why we try to build them as safe as possible. We got all the bars in it. Like I said, except for the X-brace, we'll get those in it. And, of course, get everything welded. Pops and I have knocked out a good bit today, finishing this old chassis up. Plasma guy's working on our plate to put the name tag on it. So he's working on this one for number 9, and he's making another one for number 10. So we'll get that from him probably this evening or first thing in the morning and get it welded on there last. And then she'll be ready to rock and roll to Florida. But we're going to get busy. I'm going to get busy.
I bet it's warmer down there than it is up here.
I bet it is. I bet it's still a little cool down there, though. But we're going to get busy getting this thing finished up, y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I think we were hit like 1,910, I think, since the last video. Hope y'all liked those couple of videos earlier this week. Like I said, we're going to try to get back in the swing of doing these videos at least 2 or 3 a week. With the baby getting settled down, it's a lot easier now. So shout out to my wife. She's the real MVP. She takes care of her during the day while I'm at work, and during the night, she takes care of her. So she's the real one. But we can't wait to get her home to the new house. They're painting the inside of the new house right now. We still got cabinets and stuff to do, but hopefully we'll be in the new house by the end of the year or in January, and we can start off 2025 on the right foot, get everything settled down and settled in. But we're going to keep knocking these chassis out for the meantime, and we're going to keep making YouTube videos. So we appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Again, hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving and continue to have a great weekend and spend time with your family. You never know. That time may not be here tomorrow. So we appreciate y'all and can't thank y'all enough. And until next time.
Thank everybody. And don't eat too many of them leftovers.
That's right.
That's what I've been doing.
Heck yeah. Them deviled eggs, boy.
Yeah. Thank y'all very much. And until next time, God bless you.
See y'all.